Hello and happy Monday. Welcome back to the stream. Here everything is. Hello. I am back and today I am building because somehow or another I got possessed to build a castle on a 64 by 64 lot. I started it a couple of days ago and I've pretty much finished the castle part. Nuts, I didn't mean to quit. Let me restart that. I pretty much finished the castle part, so now I'm working on the grounds. As soon as I restart my music, I actually closed the wrong window. So as soon as I restart my music, I'll give you a tour of Hay Hill Castle. I'm building this in Ravenwood on the 64 by 64 lot there. Let's see, creators catalog. All right, sweet. Let me take a look at my audio mixer. Everything looks okay. Everything looks good there. Nice. So if the music is too loud, just let me know. But I do have it set up where the music should be decreasing in volume whenever I speak. So it shouldn't be so loud that it should never be so loud that you can't clearly hear me. I said, if it is, just let me know and I will fix it. All right, so this is a 64 by 64 lot in Ravenwood. It's called Hay Hill something. I'm calling it Hay Hill Castle. It is 3 stories. I haven't done a basement yet. I may or may not. But this is the outside of it so far. I've mostly just finished the inside rooms. So let's go on. Here. So this is the front entrance, up tall stairs. I had thought about doing something with a moat, but I never got around to that. So when you go through the front door, you're met by this extremely wide staircase. You can go either to the left or to the right. If you go to the left, you will enter a study. So we've got our chess table here. We've got a desk with a computer on it, fireplace. The rooms here are very, very large. Little sitting area here. You can sit and read. And right off of the study, you have 2 rooms. So there is a bathroom in here. It's big, but it's just a half bath. This is just for people who are visiting, to have a place to wash their hands, use the facilities as need be. It's a big room, but that's why we put the shade there, the room divider there, so there's some privacy. And then right next to that is actually the guest suite. It's not very large, but it does have its own ensuite bath, which is quite spacious. I have an elevated tub and a separate shower, dual vanities, plenty of storage under the vanities. And then the rest of the guest room is here. You have a dresser, a wardrobe, easy chair, a bed, of course. And that's pretty much it for the guest suite. If you continue through the study and go around the corner, you'll find a door leading you out to this walkway. Take you outside. You can look out over the gardens from the walkway, and it's a covered walkway, so you'll be protected from the elements. You go back inside to this long hallway, and there is a door, huge double door heading out to the back, and we'll be working on the landscaping. That's what I've been working on today, is the landscaping. This is the door to the back. So you can continue down this long hallway, and that will take you to another walkway just on the other side. You can see here in the garden, this is your little barbecue area there. So you have another walkway. It's another covered walkway, so you're protected from the elements. Kiwi Owl Simmer, hi! Oh my goodness, welcome in. I'm so glad to see you. So you come back at the end of that walkway, and this actually is the sitting room. So we have a bar here, and this is just to the right when you come through the front door. If you go to the right, then you'll end up here in the sitting room. So this is the sitting room. We have another fireplace. There are fireplaces all over because this is a castle, and castles, I believe, need fireplaces. So you had a nice big TV, a piano for some entertaining, a bar. Stereo is on the other side of the bar. You can see that there. And then through these doors is the formal dining room, which I have 2 tables next to each other. So we have space for lots and lots of guests. So I think it's like 7 people per table, so we can seat a total of 14 guests with another fireplace. Lots of room for a banquet. And then through the dining room is where, of course, you'll find the kitchen. 2 stoves. We should probably have 2 fridges too, but right now we just have 1 fridge. Another fireplace, a little bit of an island-ish in the middle. It's not the kind that you can sit at, but I just use the regular counters to create an island. A very, very big kitchen, as is fitting for a castle. Lots of counter space, 2 sinks, and then there's a little storage / sitting area back here, so where the staff can sit down and take their meals or their breaks or whatever. So that's the whole downstairs. And now we're going to go back through. Actually, we're going to levitate through the wall. There, because I'm impatient. Okay, we're back in the living room, and now we can take this massive staircase upstairs, and we'll come back to that ladder in a bit. We won't worry about that right now. So upstairs is where we have the 3 main bedroom suites. So we have the guest suite downstairs, and then we have 3 bedroom suites upstairs. Each of these has its own ensuite bath, This is a kid slash tween room. Not quite a teen, as you can tell from the toys. Has a dressing area, walk-in closet slash dressing area, and its own very large ensuite bath with, again, a separate tub and shower. Then if we go back out, there's a lot of room to grow into. Okay, so when we come out of here, then we find the second bedroom suite. This one is very blue, has its own fireplace. The only one that doesn't have a fireplace is the one that's the kids' room. This one has a fireplace. The kid left one of the toys in here, one of their toys in here. And it also has a walk-in closet slash dressing room. 2 entrances and its own very spacious ensuite bath. And 2 entrances for that one. I had a lot of fun figuring out how to do this. And then when we go all the way around to the other side of the second floor, then we'll find the third bedroom suite. This one has a green theme. With some red accents and red bed. It also has a TV over the fireplace and its own dressing slash closet walk-in closet area, and again a very large ensuite bath. This one, the tub and the shower are combined, and we have a lot more counter space in this one than in the other ones. So now we'll explore that ladder that I said we'll get to in a minute. So at the very top of the stairs, you see that there's this ladder that leads up to a 3rd story. And it's kind of like it's like an attic space, but you do have some stuff up here you can use. So like maybe the kid outgrew their activity table, so it's up here, and maybe they outgrew they didn't want this little blow up sofa anymore, so they stuck that up here. Got your workout machine, video game machine, and easel that of course you can take elsewhere on the property if you wanted to. They hid their woodworking table up here, and then you have 2 doors on either side of this where you can actually go out on the roof. So right now on this side they have a telescope, so you can come out here on the roof and look through the telescope or do whatever else that you want to do. And then on the other side is where they have their boxing bag at. I've limited myself to just base game and the Castle Estate kit. So that's why you don't see stuff like yoga mats. I mean, the roof would be a great place to have yoga mats if you wanted that. But, that's part of, what is it, Spa Day, I think it is, that the yoga mats came with. So I'm not using that. And then there's one more thing I want to show you, that on either side of, on either wing of the castle, there's this door that actually leads you to the tower. So you can go through the door, and there's one on the other side as well. Come in here, there's a ladder, and this ladder will take you all the way up to the top of the tower. And then there's a walkway that lets you walk around the perimeter of the roof. As you know, back in the day, castles were like, so you could see whether the enemy was coming and all of that stuff. So I figured they need a walkway around the whole roof. So that's what you can get to this walkway from either of the towers. You can't get to it from the third floor room. I don't think you can. I don't think I made that. I don't think I made that access. But yeah, so that is the castle. And like I said, because I've limited myself to the Castle Estate kit and base game, then there's a lot more that can be put in, like in terms of furnishing style and activities and stuff. They're just not available in those two kits because I'm planning to upload this to the gallery and I wanted to make it just castle-y stuff. So this now is the, that's not what no, that's not what I want either. That's the non-existent basement. Um, so now I'm working on the landscaping. And of course, that is going to take a while because it's a very big lot. It's 64 by 64, but I like what I've done with it so far. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. I um didn't have a really detailed vision for the backyard. I just knew that I wanted there to be this very big veranda and another wide staircase leading down to the gardens. And so now I'm figuring out what those gardens look like. I fenced in, well, walled in, really, this section directly behind the castle. And then right outside of the wall, I did put this pond, which I think there's other stuff. I already added the swans. I think I'd like to add the fishing sign, because I want Sims to be able to fish here. And then I'll figure out what to do. I'm probably just gonna make this side like more, the sides more like wooded areas, not so developed or anything. And really it makes sense for security purposes too. You don't want people to be able to easily get to and climb over your walls, right? So now I'm figuring out what to do with the landscaping. I figure lots of trees and lots of flowers and bushes just to fill in space. It can be hard sometimes um, figuring out what to do with a lot this big, because it's a lot of space to fill in. Oh, I added a little garden over here too. So the castle has its own garden, and you can add some more pots if you want to. I just started with these. I originally was gonna put in those garden plots, but then I remembered that those come with country living. Is it cottage living? Those come with cottage living, and I'm not using that pack. I'm just using the base game and castle estate kit. I think I want to add some dirt up to here. Adding the little details like dirt under the bushes and stuff adds a measure of realism. It also takes patience. You know, because sometimes you just want to build and play, but I started this because I just wanted to build. I don't know, I've been having the itch to build for a couple of days, and I'm not sure what inspired me to do a castle. Maybe it was the talk of the new kit. Oh yeah, you had asked if I'm excited about the new kit. I mean, it looks cute. I'm kind of neutral about it. Like, I don't hate the idea. And I'm really fortunate that a friend of mine gifted me the money and told me to buy the kit. So I've pre-ordered it, and I'm interested to see what the clothing items will look like and what the build buy items will look like. I think the gameplay doesn't interest me as much, but that's just now. I might change my mind when I see other people's gameplay. Um, but I've not yet gone through a phase of really wanting to play with kings and queens and things like that in the game. But I certainly don't fault anybody else who's excited about it. You know, there's some people who have really gone out of their way to do to find CC so that they could do royal gameplay and storytelling with their Sims, and especially for console players who can't use CC, this is going to be a great addition because I'm sure there are plenty of console players who want to be able to do royalty, legacy play, and stuff like that. And they've been left out. They haven't been able to do it because they can't take advantage of CC. And now with this kit, with that expansion pack, they're going to be able to do that. That's always exciting. I think I'm more excited about other people's excitement than about the gameplay itself. I like how the bundle gave two kits and the DLC and EP. Yes, I like that too. That's well done price wise. Yeah, it really is. It was a really, really good bundle deal. Um, and I'm glad that I'm grateful that I was able to take advantage of that thanks to the friend who gifted me the money. Hopefully that'll help a lot of other people too who might want to be able to purchase the like those two kits and or the EP, and then they'll have a good reason to purchase it because they're getting so much with just that one prize. So I'm glad that they did that. It's the first time that I've seen them do that outside of when they have a sale, and I'm kind of curious why they decided to do that. Yeah, especially with the news of the sale and stuff. I don't think the sale is final. Um, I don't know if the sale and trying to keep people invested in the game was part of that because I know a lot of people are very unhappy about who EA was sold to. And there's still people who don't have any intention of spending uh, any money with EA with that sale. Um, right now, my philosophy is I just want to play the game. The game is one of the few things in the world right now that brings me joy. So I just want to hold on to my joy. So that's what I'm doing. And, I don't fault anyone else who feels like they have to step away. We all have to make whatever decision is best for each of us. So for some people, that means not spending any more money on The Sims, and for other people like me and a lot of other people who I know, it's like, well, it is what it is. I'm just going to continue to play the game because it's for me. It's expensive here to get an EP. My thoughts on it is that it's not like the game won't be removed. The game won't be. What do you mean by the game won't be removed? I mean, I don't think they're going to get rid of the game, or if they do, I hope that we're able to continue to play what we've already paid for, because right now it's not on a subscription model. So I'm hoping that we would still be able to play the game, even if the new parent company decided to stop development on it, which actually wouldn't be very smart, but you know, uh, the things that these companies do don't always make sense, right? But I would be very surprised if they stopped production or support for the game, mainly because The Sims is an institution in and of itself. And why would you shoot yourself in the foot? I know The Sims is not the only popular game that EA produces, but it is a popular game. So I don't think it would be a very smart move on their part to get rid of the game or stop supporting it. But that can happen at any time with any game. That's what these companies do. And they don't always make sense to the rest of us. Oh, why are you zooming out like that, mouse? Behave yourself. Like it's being shut down. The game, the franchise is too big, worldly. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. That would it just wouldn't be smart. It just wouldn't be smart. And somebody would probably come up with a copycat version. Like there are other life simulator games, but there aren't any that look like The Sims. Every life simulator game is different and it has its own perks and things like that. Um, and honestly, I think there's room for all life simulator games. Everything isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. Some people are going to like one simulator game style more than another's. But in terms of The Sims, it would not be smart at all for them to get rid of it, shut it down. Maybe I think I always, well, on the few occasions that I do, that I use that fountain, I always use that swatch. So let's use the grayer one. And I think I'd like to actually put a fountain around this. That's a pool. I'm thinking about adding an indoor pool, like maybe a building off to the side. Oh, that came to my mind today. And let's make a 4x4 fountain. And I think I'm going to end up moving that. Well, no, I don't have to move the tree. There's still room for the fountain there. Yeah, I can do that. I like when I make fountains, I like adding blue tiles. I usually like adding this tile. I just, I think the color looks really nice. And then I'll add the matching wall tile inside. And it may be a little bit of, it may be a little, I just like finishing the outsides of things. So I don't like leaving just a drywall swatch. Oh, I've got to put a pool trim, fountain trim. Or I can put a half. Can I? Let's see if it'll let me do that. Rather than just a trim flat on the ground. No, that's too tall. Yeah. But I think I want the barely there half wall. Yes, I like that better. Stab it right now. Let's just surround like this. And find a half wall trim. It's gonna be a stone one. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think that works. This on the outside. This on the inside. Oh, it didn't, Oh, I think I have to do, oh no, it did tape. Oh, no. Did it on the outside instead of the inside. Do not want, okay. Maybe because it's a half wall, it doesn't finish it the way I'm used to it doing for, oh, you know what? I think that looks better. Maybe if I do the whole thing. Yeah, actually, I think it does look better. Let me go back down. Yeah, I think that looks better. Okay. So we have our fountain. So that's a nice little piece of landscaping there. Did I not put lights over here? I thought I had. I did not put lights over here. Stick one there and one there. So we've added a fountain. Oh, something about it seems out of place. I probably should have made it a round fountain. But the fountain itself is cubed. I don't know. I'll leave it for now and then I'll take a look at it again later. Sometimes when I look at something again, then I decide I do like it after all. hedge. And yeah, I'd like to put along the edge here, but maybe not along the whole edge. Leave a little opening, I guess. Maybe someone wants to come and sit under the tree, which I think would be an excellent idea. Stick this right in that little gap there. Okay, now let's clean up this walkway some. So this, for some reason, this terrain paint is slightly crooked. Not sure why that is. Because if you look at the grid, this terrain paint doesn't paint the pavers according to the grid. It's slightly off. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like the idea of coming out and sitting under the shade of that big old tree. What's this, the oak tree? Weeping willow tree. That's a nice place to sit and dream, write in your journal. Oh, I think what inspired me to do this castle is because I've been fantasizing a lot about the type of life that I'd like to live. And it involves a big house, very luxurious. So that's probably why. So I was like, well, if I can dream it, I can make it in The Sims. I could totally see myself living somewhere like this. Somewhere this big? Yes, of course. As long as I had the staff to help care for it. I would pay my staff really well, too. I firmly believe that service workers are some of the hardest working people. And they deserve all the things. I want some. Let's try some patches of wildflowers. Maybe some patches of grass, even? Not sure. Let's see. Those are the daisies. Yeah, let's do wildflowers. I think I'd like to make them a little smaller. They are kind of big, which I don't understand. I don't know why they're so big. It's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just that sometimes they look kind of out of place because they're so big. There will be ads in about 50 seconds. So please bear with them. Use that time to get up and stretch if you need to. Take a little bit of a break. And then I will see you on the other side of the ads. I hardly ever know what to do with these grassy things, grassy patches. I kind of follow EA's lead with them. They'll just put them down near some bushes or whatever, or like in the middle of an area where there's nothing and maybe stick a couple of rocks there. So I'll just take EA's lead sometimes and I'll do the same thing. I'd like something in this corner back here. Not sure what. Oh. That'll work. It's not the best looking thing, but it'll certainly work. Maybe we'll just throw some pansies down as well. Maybe this is kind of a cultivated corner. But I think if I'm going to do that, I can get rid of the wildflowers. Yeah, that looks better. And I think that's enough for that little area. That's so cool. It makes me want to jump in the screen and go stretch out under that tree. Let's put some more foliage over here. So I like the idea of the foliage providing a little bit of privacy. So, if someone wants to sit there, have a private conversation, they can do that. Oh, okay. All right, sorry about that. What's that back there? Did I use this? That's what it looks like. Looks like I used this back there. So I'll stick another one there. Actually, I could probably, rather than using the high hedge, yeah, I'll just use that. I want it to look like it matches a little bit. And then I can slide this over and that out. I've got the llama on this side. Maybe I won't have a llama on this side. It's not gonna... I don't want it to crowd. I can just put like a shrub there. Yeah, put some flowers there. And lavender, because I like lavender. I don't know what it is about purple stuff. I like purple stuff. goes here. I like the idea of there being a lovely scent of flowers when somebody is sitting here under this pergola. Well, let's put down some Passion's Kiss. Then in the front, yeah, that'll work. I can move this back some. Yeah. That's so pretty. I like that. And maybe we'll add some more Passion's Kiss over here. What was it? This? Molten volcano flowers. Two of them. There may be a science to doing this kind of thing. I mean, landscaping is a field in and of itself. But I just go by vibes. I am not a landscaper. I've never studied landscaping. Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I think a lot of us are. We just go by what makes us feel good. Oh, I like this. They have so many flowers around them. Slide this back some. I told my landscaping is nice. I'm like, how? It's really funny that we can be our own worst critics because people will tell me, oh my God, your builds are so good. And, I've learned to graciously accept the compliments, but then at the same time, I look at some other people's builds and I'm like, I could never. Because some of the builds that people do, it takes a lot of patience, and they'll create new objects out of objects that are already in the game. That's not my style of building, but it's so cool to see other people do that. I like to use what's there as what it is, but then there are people who just have these amazing imaginations and they can see how to put together two objects in the game to make something that's entirely different. Okay. This is where I put the hawthorn trees. Yes, it is. Okay. I like how you have the shade from the pergola and also from the trees. And I think I'll close this in on this side with the hedge. There's one thing that I did see in my mind's eye was being able to walk through, having walking paths. which is why I put the terrain paint. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Do that there. Yeah, and then I guess the side will be open since the terrain paint is not following the grid. I can also find some more flowers to put down. Well, I think it looks neater if I leave that there and then just find a flower to put there. Make that a little bit smaller and then I can put that at the end there. That's not what I wanted to do. There. I feel like I need to add something to this fountain, but I'm not sure what. Let's see what we can find. Oh, where's my bird bath? I wanted to put that over here near the barbecue area. I think that's some decorations somewhere. Semicircles, hi, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy your visit. I am looking for a bird bath. Here it is. Well, I usually use the default swatch. That's interesting. Maybe that's why I usually use the default swatch. Stick that there in the shade. Let the birds enjoy it. I also want to fix this. Stretch. Yes, I'll stretch. Oh, you guys know each other. Cool. It's a reunion. Thank you for the stretch, semicircles. I needed that. I was sitting like a gremlin. Alright, let's fix this up a bit. And this too. Okay. Oh, and let me save because I have done a fair amount of landscaping in the past hour, and I don't think I've saved. So let's do that to help prevent losing things if bad things happen. All right. Earlier today, my game was lagging really, really bad. I'm glad to see that it's working normally now. I don't know why it was doing that. Okay, so I was looking at this fountain, and maybe what I need to do is move that fountain to the front somewhere. I've still got a whole lot of landscaping to do, y'all. Oh yeah, and I'm in my mind's eye, I'm seeing an indoor swimming pool type building over here, but connected with a walkway. So I may do that yet. I like how the gardens turned out. I really do. Still just not sure about this fountain. I mean, I like the idea of a fountain, but maybe not this one. Maybe the fountain itself I need to get rid of. Or the ground part. Let's see. Because I really don't like this. Will that get rid of the whole thing? Yes. Okay. And then I can get rid of the half walls. Oh, see, now it's lagging while I'm deleting the half walls. How am I? I'm doing well, thank you. We got about a foot of snow here in New York City. So we went out this afternoon and cleaned off our car and shoveled her out. So we don't have any plans of moving the car, not at least for a few days, but you never know what might come up. So we went out and did that. Nice little bit of exercise. How about you? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Looking for... Okay, so originally I had looked, you know what? This one actually I feel like fits better than the more modern one. But again, I don't want to put that big square around it. I don't know, it's not, I'm not feeling that. But maybe some tiles, just some tiles, instead of putting the half walls. Been busy and gotta admit, got obsessed with arc raiders on Xbox. Yes, every now and then a game will just catch you like that, you know? And there's nothing you can really do but go with the flow. Hmm. There's that. There's this. Or I could just use terrain paint, which will probably blend in better. And I'm currently obsessed. See, glad you're still kicking Simi. Was strange not hearing from you. And I'm currently obsessed with the new game Heartopia. I've seen a lot of people playing that lately. It feels like there should be something kind of separating the fountain, but the half walls that I had put up were too much for me. So I wonder if maybe just putting down the fountain and not worrying about half walls. See, that doesn't look... Oh, I see why it looks weird, because this is just sitting up on top of the water. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep that, I think. Okay. I'm gonna put down pebbles just around the base. Here. And then I can also add okay, I should have added that first, but I'm figuring it out. So, I mean, they can go right up to the fountain. That I don't have a problem with. And maybe... Can't wait for the new pack. More swords for my Greek mythology save. I'm really looking forward to seeing what people do with that. I've pre-ordered the pack. And I was saying earlier that playing royalty type stuff it hasn't been my type of gameplay, but I've seen simmers who that is their type of gameplay. So I'm looking forward to seeing what people will do and the stories that they'll tell using the new pack. I think it makes perfect sense that some flowers would grow right around the fountain. And I think there's some stuff, some like clutter item stuff that might make sense, like maybe one of the garden friend bunnies. Let's see. I could do a gnome. Do I want to put a gnome down? I'm not enamored with gnomes. I don't hate them, but I'm not enamored with them either. How about we put him here? See how I feel about that. I ain't wanting to build anything for it yet. I want to wait till it's here to then build something. But I'm looking at inspo though. Yeah, I may end up adding some stuff to this build, come to think of it, once the pack is released. I might get inspired by what I see. Oh, I haven't watched the trailer yet. I need to do that. I think they released that like late, middle to end of last week, and I haven't looked at it yet. Well, if we're gonna have a little gnome person there, I think we should have a light. But I'll make it smaller than the other ones, so it's not overpowering him. So that's different. I may need to add. I'm still trying to do this in a way that I feel like it kind of blends in to the garden. I'm thinking the pebbles will help with that. Hmm. This doesn't look nearly as out of place as it did before. It actually blends in with the landscape much better. I'm glad that I took down the half walls and the in-ground fountain and switched from the modern cubist fountain to this one. This one looks more like it would belong in a castle garden than the other one. I think a fern looks very nice near a fountain. Don't ferns like moist areas like that? I'm not sure. I have to look that up. My mom would have probably known. My mom very much liked gardening when she was alive and when she was able to garden. I'm not as attentive to plants. I do like plants. I'm not as attentive to them as mom was. But that's just because I have a whole bunch of different interests than what mom was interested in. But I do know enough to be able to appreciate plants. And I actually took in all of her houseplants when she had to move out of her apartment. Yeah, I like how that looks. We do have one fern. Do I want to add another on the other side? I think I do. But maybe make this a little smaller. Oh, I think I need to. This space is bugging me. So I'll just add more pebbles. Thanks for coming to hang out while I stream. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you are too. Okay, yes, that looks good. Yeah, having that break between the rabbit and the fern was bugging me, so I just had to wrap the pebbles around it. Okay, let's see. What else would I like to do out here? Let's do something in here. Let's see, we have a hedge around this side. Oh, we can add some ground flowers. Oh, we're gonna have ads in about 10 seconds. So take a quick break, get up and walk, and I'll see you on the other side of the ads. As I always use the pansies. Let's go with the malva, because I was using that elsewhere. I think I used it close to the entrance to the garden by the big staircase there. There were some flower beds there that needed some ground cover. Where's the curved one? There were some flower beds there, garden beds that needed some ground cover, so I put the malva there. And I like that for here too. That looks better than the bare dirt. Okay. A dome full of flowers. Yes, please, and thank you. And how about another smaller one next to it? I think the neat thing, at least for me, I find that building in The Sims lets me not really turn off my brain, but tap into the more creative, artistic side of my brain instead of the logical side, the side that's worried about the world and the future, my future specifically. I posted on Blue Sky the other day a thanks to all of the Sims 4 storytellers on Blue Sky who remind us that they remind me anyway, that we should never outgrow having an active imagination. And I like that in spite of a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world, there's still people who are able to tell stories and, just remind us of beauty and have fun. I love that. It's a much needed reminder. Do I want another bush there? No. I want something else to break the monotony. Thank you for hanging in there with the ads. I really appreciate that. It's good to have you back. Yeah, we'll put some daisies underneath the tree. They call them dull daisies. I don't know why. I think they're pretty. So there. Let me see if I do. Oh, there is one light there. Oh, there are two lights here. It wouldn't hurt to have a light here, so let me drop one there. And we we've already got one by the fountain. I think I'd like one here as well. Now, I don't want the garden lit up like it's daytime, but I do like having lights. It's like, you can see as you're walking around and stuff. Okay, I think pretty much done with the landscaping. And now I can figure out that inside swimming pool that has been on my brain. Let's add a little terrain paint here. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so I was thinking about putting a building, well, attaching a wing to have an indoor swimming pool. Let me see, do I want it to come off of here, the walkway? I'd really rather not. So I think I'm going to have it come off of this side. Let me save first, though, before I start dropping some more buildings down. Okay, so if I do that, then that's going to mean covering up the windows on this side, which is okay, I guess. I mean, the symmetry of the building is nice, but I really do. Oh, they could have a greenhouse. Oh my God. Okay. Wait. So I could put a greenhouse on this side. Okay. Wait. Swimming pool first. My thoughts are coming faster. Okay. I want it attached to this side. And let's see if this is big enough. Because if it's not, I can make it a little bit bigger. I think I'd like the pool a little bit bigger than this, which would mean, well, I can make it wider on each side. I mean, I do want there to be space for like lounge chairs and stuff. So if I make it wider on each side, I won't be able to do that. Hmm. Not sure. Well, first thing, actually, I don't need to actually delete those windows. I can just move them. And let me see if I can move this column. Yeah, because I want it to show on the outside. I also want a glass roof. Is there any glass in the base game for glass roof? Let's see. I think there is, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, let's check. Yes, we do have glass. Okay. I like the fancy glass. Ooh. Oh, well, that's nice. Okay. And we have glass walls. Get out. How did I not know that we have glass walls now? Or I'd forgotten. I'll say I forgot. Hmm. Let me go ahead and add. Nope, nope. Don't want all of that. Do not want. So you want castle state and base game. I knew that was going to happen. That always happens when you do the copy and paste thing. Use this. Let's use this one. I know the other roofs use the darker roof trim, but what's going on with this? Oh, okay. I guess that's just it doing what it does. Yeah, yeah, that's just the roof trim not lining up the way I prefer it. Okay, so there's that, and let's move the windows. Make it evening so that I can see. Okay, and then I will need some more windows. Oh, oh, okay. Yes, that's what I want. All right. And then let's see. I've got my roof. Oh, I need a door, of course, to get in. Do I want to do like fancy curtains inside the pool? No, let's not do that. I do need a door though. How is it an hour and a half already? I gotta check. Somebody was supposed to be contacting me for a video call and they never did. It's already 7:15. So I guess we're not doing it today. That's fine. Maybe they'll have me do it tomorrow. Let me see. Where was I? Base game and state. I would like to use, I think, those. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, what are we going to do for the floor? We want some kind of a tile. I think Edwardian tile would be appropriate. Do I want the retro or the more traditional one? Let's go with the more traditional. I don't know that they would actually use that fancy a tile in a swimming pool. But you know what? Why not? That, ooh, that's creepy looking. The way the edge of the pool looks distorted because of the water. All right, did I welcome you all back from the ads? Welcome back from the ads. Thank you so much for hanging in there with those. I appreciate it. That's just gonna have a nice, smooth pool side, and let's do the same thing for the floor. And I would also, do they have that wall light? Yes. Wait, what happened to the other one? Huh, okay. I guess it didn't go. Alright, so we have two full lights. I don't think the drain comes in the base game. I think the drain comes with Get Together. And Laundry Day. Okie dokie. A couple of ladders would be a very good idea. So let's go back here. Wait, order decor. Yes. Ooh, yeah, let's put a mosaic in the bottom. I like, oh, here's some different wall lights. I've never used this one before. That's interesting. I think I need to use this one instead of the round ones I usually use. And ladder. I was looking for ladders. This is a very, very narrow pool. But you know what? They're Sims. They don't care. Okay, so now we should have space for like some benches and things like that. What should we do with the tile? Oh, I like this. Yes. Oh, because it matches the tile on the floor. Oh, that's perfect. We need lights too. Well, since we have a glass ceiling, I need to use wall lights instead of hanging lights. So, let's see, we have this, which I think is lovely. And then we'll add a couple this wall as well. Oh, and that'll do. That'll definitely do. During the day, we won't really need light because we have a glass ceiling and all of these huge floor almost to ceiling windows. Okay. Now we need some seating. put a bench here. And I would like a couple of loungers. There's not going to be much room for them. They take up a lot of space. I forget how big these things are until I actually go to put them down. That is huge. All right, I'm gonna have to put this like right up against the wall. So that people can still walk around it. Same here. Oh, I would like some plants in here in the corners, though. I may need to give up on the loungers because there may not be enough room. Instead of a bench on the other side, we can put a regular chair. Can we get one with a matching cushion? We can. Do I want that there? How about I put it here instead? Because here I can put a table with towels and stuff. Like this one. And towels, please. Now, usually at pools, they have white towels. Oh, how about a wall speaker, too? You might want some music. Now, the only thing with putting stereos or speakers down is that Sims will go to the oddest places to dance. So, because there is a speaker here, when I'm playing on this lot, I know that in spite of the fact that there is a stereo in the sitting room, Sims will come out to the pool not to swim, but to dance. Speaker, which is weird behavior. Extremely weird behavior. But this is The Sims, and these things do not necessarily make sense in The Sims. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give up on the loungers because they look out of place, really. Oh, maybe not that one so much. It's just because they're so big. That's why. So we have one lounger, a chair, and a bench. And actually, I think that's good for an indoor pool. I don't think there's much need for a lot of clutter. Oh, that's what I forgot outside. A garden hose. I always like to use the red one. Oh, I can't put it on the foundation. Shucks. I would have to use the tool mod, and I don't have the. However, I can. Right there. Little out of the way spot. Now I was looking for something to go on the wall here. I would love to have an indoor pool. I like to swim. A coat of arms. Why not? This is a castle after all. And I'm thinking a rug would also be a very good idea. Yeah, you get out of the pool. You can make sure to wipe off your feet before you come in here. That's exactly the kind of thing that I had in mind. I love it. I absolutely love it. Actually, let me save this room. Oh, it doesn't put the pool because the pool is considered a separate room. Okay, never mind. All right, now on this side, they can have a greenhouse. So they have like an outdoor garden area, and then they can also greenhouse. So let's see if I copy this room. Is there enough space? There is not. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna have to make it smaller, which is fine. The greenhouse doesn't have to be as big as the swimming pool. Ideally, I would have liked the swimming pool to be larger as well. Okay, we will also have a glass roof that I can copy. And then I'll just shorten it to be the right size. Very nice, very nice. And then I'll just go ahead and copy and paste the wallpaper and the foundation. I have to do the same thing with this column that I did on the other side. Move it so that it shows on the outside. Yeah. So that's all set. Okay. Now, do I want to use the same windows? I think I do. I think I do. And again, no curtains. Change the time of day so that I can actually see the walls. And we'll just do 3 windows on each side since this is all a building. And a door, of course. I'm loving this chill hop music. I really am. Oh, we'll have ads starting in about a minute. Oh, make sure you take a stretch break. I need to take a stretch break, actually. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do is, with the ads, I'm going to take a stretch break as well for that minute and a half or so. And I will see you on the other side of the ads. Welcome back from the ads. That stretch break was much needed. Oh my God. All right, I got myself a snack. And I also got myself a door to their greenhouse. This is a nice big greenhouse. Let's see. Let's do a tile for the floor. And just a plaster for the walls. And again, we have a glass ceiling. So we're going to need wall lights. And I'm thinking just fluorescent lights. That should work. Okay, this is a very big greenhouse. But that's a good thing because it means that they can plant trees in here if they want to. These windows are not even almost because you're... I'm very picky about symmetry sometimes. Alright, let's look at gardening stuff. And remember, only base game and castle estate kit. So, there's not going to be too much. Let's put in a few more garden planters. Maybe we can add a couple of garden pots. And I'm not going to worry about putting seeds in, because whoever plays in this, you know, they would do their own seeds, whatever they wanted to grow. Now, this is also a good place for gardening clutter. And we've got a couple of pieces of gardening clutter that came in the base game. This. This. You know, that makes it feel more realistic. Because how would you have a greenhouse with no gardening supplies? Also, I think a table of some kind would be a good idea. None of those, though. I think one of the outdoor patio table styles would work better. Like this. Yeah, something simple. Well, shelves are probably a good idea. Whenever I put shelves down though, I always feel like I should completely fill them up, and that's not always possible. Especially not in a situation like this where I'm very limited in terms of packs. And then a lot of stuff doesn't even fit on the shelves like I feel like they should. I think it makes sense that there might be some stones there. With a greenhouse, they might have brought some stones in as part of repotting something. You know what would be even better? Counters. I think counters. Because you should have like a water source. So he could have just put the plain sink there, but I like the idea of counters with storage even better. And we can still keep the table to go like in the corner here. So now instead of shelves, I have counters, and I like that even better. What was I looking for? Oh, just some clutter stuff. So now that we have this, I want paper towels and soap. Because you would want to wash your hands. Let me just stick that there. You cannot have too many paper towels in a greenhouse. Pardon me. Just had to blow my nose there. Oh, that looks so much better. Yeah. And let's see. For indoor plants, I would like... Oh! Actually, we could add that out, these out in the garden somewhere too, if we want to. But for now, I'll leave that. Maybe these are plants that they're planning to take outside and put in the garden, so they have them on this bench there. Okay, I think that's good for a greenhouse. Oh, that's nice. Now we have the two buildings on either side. Great. And now I still have the front yard. 2 hours? What? Incredible. You all make time fly. I'm not quite done yet, so probably stream for another 30 minutes or so. Okay. Oh, this has come so far since I first started. Okay, so what I have left is this side. Okay, so these two sides I really want to just make like wooded areas, um, because the wall is separating, would separate the wooded area from the gardens. And then also I have these two front yards that I want to do a little bit more landscaping for. I've done some, but I haven't added the terrain paint, and I want to add like more bushes and stuff here. I might even add another couple of fountains in the front. I did put this one in the middle. That was the first thing that I had in my mind when I first started to envision this. Okay, let's do this wooded area over here. Now this one, I don't want anyone to be able to walk, so I'm gonna put, I mean, it really doesn't matter, but I'm gonna put a hedge. I'll use the high hedge. So that's there. And then I'll probably, well, we can do, I can continue the high hedge all the way to the front where it would meet the hedgerow. And then, when the Sims visit the lot, we won't have Sims walking in here unless they come through this little gap here. Maybe not. Can't always predict what they're going to do with the routing. Okay, and then this area here is going to be a wooded area, but I would like there to be a hedge here, and probably along this wall too, just for a little bit more privacy. I don't usually do big lots. I usually don't build on lots this large, but I'm glad that I did for this one. Okay, and now to add trees. Lots and lots of trees. Okay, so I did a weeping willow here, and then a weeping cherry by the pond. But I just want trees. There's an oak tree, right? Yes, there's an oak tree. Okay. So we'll have some oak trees. Maybe make this one a little bit smaller. And then I think some more, I think these are graveyard cypress. Are they upright cypress? Slender cypress? No, those are slender cypress. This is the graveyard cypress. Okay, that one's smaller. Yeah, I want there to be large trees in this area. message that I was waiting for. Still feel like I need more trees. Actually, I'm gonna save the cypress for the landscaping in the front. And I think I'm gonna continue the theme of oak here. Excuse me. So we've got some big oak trees on this side, making a pretty impressive canopy. Now I would like to put a lot of rocks in here, but I don't want it to be boring. You know, like the same thing over and over. Oh, this would be a great opportunity to use some of this grass that I never know what to do with. Oh, and maybe some kept shrubbery. Just because, you know, wooded area is not one that you're really going to landscape much. Like that there. Grass down. And rocks would be good. And perhaps some of these. I usually like to use the low-lying pale yellow flowers as ground cover right at the base of trees and stuff, but it doesn't have to be used that way. It can be put out in the middle of stuff. Though I think it does look better when I pair it with something like some rocks. I feel like it looks more interesting that way. And I'm not going to put any lights here. Because the idea is this is an area that's not cultivated. I could probably throw another tree or two in there too to really crowd things up. Shrubs I can find. That looks pretty, thank you. I'm just enjoying flying by the seat of my pants. That's some larger rocks. I think that would be a good idea. Okay. And maybe we can grow a little. Let's see, this isn't a desert area, so I won't put in any cactus. I'm thinking wildflowers are a very good idea for a wild area. And here the wildflowers are kind of big since yeah, this isn't a cultivated section of the lot. Throw that in there. It's starting to look like something. What other shrubs do I have here? This and that. Okay, I think that's good. Now let's do some green paint. Start in the back and work our way towards the front. I'm going to have to do that for the trees too. But I'll have to zoom out to, well, actually go to the side to do that so I can actually see them and zoom out. Probably stand to make that center area smaller just so that it's not so dark, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to try to be a perfectionist about it. The idea is to have fun, not to stress myself out. Like terrain paint. I'll do the other part when I do the front. Like adding these little touches of realism. Well, I do tend to paint with a broad brush, so it might not look as realistic as it could, but it makes me happy. And I think that's the most important thing. There was something, oh yeah, I want to add fireflies. Pond effects. Those mosquitoes. We're going to add fireflies. I like that we can add these outside of ponds as well. wooded area on this side. Oh, ads are coming. Take a quick stretch break and I'll see you after the ads. And then on this side, oh, you know what? I actually like how these cypress trees are placed. Even though I just dropped them down, I think they look good the way they are. And then I'll put some on the other side as well. As you can see, I have a household here so that I can play test it. But I gave them a huge budget, so I don't have to worry about running out of money, because money is not the point here. I hate this mailbox for this slot. Let's see what my other options are from base game. This one actually looks better. So we will get rid of that mailbox and we'll put down this one instead. Mailbox. Oh, I forgot I could go into debug and put down some other stuff over here. I could. I might do that later. Okay, now what do I want to do? So this is going to be another wooded area, but this section here I think is mostly going to be cultivated. So to block that off, I'm going to put down some more hedgerows. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes. I'm going to have to end soon because my eyes are getting very tired. Which just means I've been staring at the screen for too long. I need to give my eyes a break, so I will do that very soon. I did say I was going to stream for like 2.5 hours, so it's about time for that anyway. Right, so I was saying this area here, I'm going to landscape, but this area here is going to continue to be a more wooded area, wilder. I do want to have a path here of some kind though, because I put this garden gate in because I want them to be able to come and access the pond. So I put a fishing sign there. So let's put, say, a pebble trail to this open area here. And I won't put a light. Because I do want it to remain rather wild. And now let's do some trees over here. So the other side was oak trees. I could do some here, but I'd like to do maybe pine trees. I don't know that I've ever used this one. Ponderosa Pine. It's funny. I've been playing the game. February will be 6 years, and there's just still so much in the game to explore. Even things like what kind of landscaping to use. do want that. Yes. So a lot of this area, the ground is actually going to be covered. Let's see, do they have a, yeah, they do have pine duff. So a lot of this ground, because this is pine trees, it's going to be covered with pine duff. So I do want a big brush. Oh yeah, I can just, because these are big pine trees, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay down the pine duff. Because in reality, with pine trees this big, I would expect that the ground will pretty much be covered with pine, you know, until you get over here. You know, and then you'll have some break through here. I think there should be lights on the outside of the gate so that if you're coming back from the pond, and I should do it on the other side too, because there's another gate, so that when you're coming back, you can easily find your way to the gate. So we're gonna put a light there, but I'll just put one each part and put light there. And I don't think under the pine trees, I don't think there would be a way for there to be much growth of anything else. Just because I'm thinking the pine needles would kind of suffocate anything else that was trying to grow. I could be wrong about that though. I might look that up. I might look that up. And I think that's gonna do it for me for today. Now the grounds are looking much fuller. I'm going to put some more details over on this side where the pond is, you know, maybe some rocks. Um, I don't think I'm going to do a bench. And I also want to do a little bit more landscaping in the front here. But yeah, this estate is looking really, really good. So let's see, since we came on when I first came on, the oak tree side was bare. Other than the pond, the pine needle side was bare. And I didn't have the greenhouse on the left side, and I did not have the indoor swimming pool on the right side. So, and then I added a bunch of details in the gardens back here, a lot of landscaping I added here. So it's looking really, really good. I'm happy with it. And I'm happy that you all sat with me and kept me company while I did this. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I needed this. I'm so glad that I was able to stream. Got it started a little bit later than I had intended because I was waiting for a phone call that didn't come. But that is okay. This is turning beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I really like how it's turning out. I do. All right, let's see. I am going to save. I change screens. And I'm also going to find someone to raid, but thank you for sharing your build with us. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for stopping in. It's a lot of fun being able to just hang out with you all and do the building thing or the gameplay thing. But today was a building thing, not a gameplay thing. All right, so do you think you will complete it more when the new EP is out? Actually, I want to complete it within the next couple of days. I wasn't making this for the new EP, but I think that kind of inspired me a little bit, knowing that the EP was coming out. I want to see what I might want to add to it once the new EP is out. When I get a look at the build buy items and the gameplay that comes with it, I might want to add some stuff. So I've put my socials in the chat for you all. You can take a look at where you can find me in other places, like my personal website. You can join the Discord, and you'll get notifications when I go live and also when I post a video. So VODs will be here, hosted here on Twitch for 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, the VOD will go live on YouTube. So you can check out my YouTube channel. I'm really active on Blue Sky, and there's a wonderful Sims community on Blue Sky. So if you're looking for other Simmers, then I would definitely check Blue Sky out. And I also do photography. So I have a Twitch channel where I do my photo editing, and I also have a Patreon. So if you'd like to support my photography that way, you're more than welcome to join Team LLFA, as I put it, which is short for Lotus Land Fine Art. Okay, let's see who is live so I can find someone to rate. Oh, I know exactly who I'm going to raid. They've been on for almost 2 hours, but I think they usually stream longer than 2 hours. So we should be okay there. I built a shelf for my one, but I won't be decorating till it's out. Oh, that's going to be cool. I hope to see pictures. If you join the Discord, you can post the pictures in the Sims 4 channel. Hint, hint, hint. Here at Lotus Land, it does not matter whether you're a viewer, a follower, though I hope you're at least a follower, or a subscriber. We're all one big happy family. And what that means is when we go into someone else's community, we all use the same raid message. I've put my raid message in the chat, and I invite you to copy that. If I can copy it myself, there we go. My mouse was not cooperating. We are going to raid Hey Rave. She is actually doing some building too in Sims 4. So go ahead and copy that raid message. We're going to head over there and we're going to spread love and light and lotus petals in Rave's chat. All right. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I had loads of fun. And when I finish this, when I finish this build, I'll be posting pictures on Blue Sky as well as on Discord. I've already posted some pictures of the interior on Blue Sky. But yeah, so that's it for tonight. I plan to stream again on Wednesday at some point between 3 and 5, I think. I'll be sure to post an update on Discord when I have more idea of when I'll be on. All right, let's go and raid. I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye.